Hey everybody, it's Miss Karis, and I have another video for you today. We are going to be talking about etiquette in the rehearsal space. So it is comp season right now. People are in the midst of competing. And sometimes, if you've got multiple competitions coming up, you go back into class to rehearse the routine, maybe fix up some things that weren't working at the last competition so you can fix it for the next one. So this is a set of rules that I believe are important. There might be others that you can think of and let me know. These are not in any particular order at all. Okay, so number one, if this is a rehearsal for something that you have previously been taught, piece of choreography or the whole dance, no matter how much of that dance you've learned, you need to come in knowing that choreography. This is not the time to come in and say, okay, I don't know anything, I don't remember, can you please reteach me all of this? We can't move on if we have to go back and reteach everything, right? So please come in knowing your choreography. Number two, taking care of your body and keeping it clean, right? So we are in a room with other people. We are all dancing hard. We are all sweating, and we are all getting stinky and smelly and gross. And we still have to dance around each other. So how do we do that, right? What are we talking about? Well, making sure that you wear the proper deodorant, that you bring deodorant with you. There is nothing wrong with deodorizing. Run into the bathroom if you're embarrassed to put on some deodorant in front of other people. Go to the changing room, right? But make sure you keep yourself fresh and clean, right? We all want to dance together, and although we are used to each other getting stinky and smelly, it would still be nice, carry a towel with you, wipe yourself down. I am known for getting disgustingly glistening, gross, sweaty, which my students will tell you that just saw me last night. I was disgusting in the room. So yeah, I bring a towel with me to wipe myself down and reodorize myself. Okay, clean clothes and a change of clothes, right? So I brought a change of clothes really when I was, if I was rehearsing for a long time, like if I had like a 6-8 hour long rehearsal, or if I was going into Manhattan and taking like a bunch of dance classes in a day. Make sure that the clothes that you wear to rehearsal are clean, that you look like you're put together, that you are awake, and that you are ready to go. I know some people, some directors like you to have even makeup on. When I was younger, at the studio that I went to, we had to come in to rehearsal with some makeup on and our hair pulled back. And, we had to look like we were ready to go to work, right? Because if you're thinking of this as like your job, how would you go to work? You want to look nice and professional. So keep your clothes clean. Try not to have holes in them, stains in them, right? If you can, right? Money's tight sometimes, so it's hard. I get it. But try to have different things to change into in case you get sweaty and gross. Ooh, giving dancers space, not staring. So this one is, sometimes we go off into our own little corner because we need to get into our own headspace. We need to review choreography and we need to be on our own. If you see a dancer kind of go off on their own, give them that space. You can ask, hey, do you mind if I review this with you? But dancers shouldn't be afraid to say, I'm sorry, but I need to get into my headspace right now if you don't want to do that. And, try not to be offended if somebody says that. We all have to do what we have to do to get in the right mindset, to execute our choreography. So giving each other space is a big deal, especially if you're, working on the professional level. The leads, they get lots of space, right? Because they have a big job to do. They have the biggest job to do, right? So giving dancers space and not staring, that's hard when you're watching somebody that maybe is, better than you, stronger than you, or just doing choreography that you think is cool. It's hard not to stare and watch, and that's kind of how we learn too, right? We watch. But there's a time and a place. If you see that a dancer is like off on her own and she's working, maybe don't stare at her, right? She's going through things in her own head, or he's going through things in his head, and he's not interested in having you watch, right? So giving each other some space, right, is important. Ooh, being ready for the choreographer at any time. Oh, this is really big on a professional level. And, you know, sometimes you'll be working on a dance and only, you know, this group of people are going to get choreography right now because the choreographer doesn't have time, you know, or the assistant can't get to everybody. So we're going to work with these people right now. You guys have to like take, you know, 15, 20 minutes and go chill. What do you do? Well, what you don't want to do is go and sit down and relax and eat a bag of Cheetos and, you know, soda, because the second that they're done with that group, they call you up, you need to go. You need to be ready to go now. So if you sit and your muscles get relaxed and they get cold and you start to get tired and you have a snack, now all of a sudden we have to wake ourselves up, right? And we're not quite there. We're not in the right mindset. So don't go off and go to sleep, right? Go and do some stretching, walk through another routine, you know, do some light exercises for yourself. Just keep yourself like in the mindset of working and learning choreography. So always be ready for your choreographer. Keeping yourself hydrated and energized, right? That goes along with it. You lose an enormous amount of electrolytes when you sweat. And electrolytes are incredibly important for making sure that our circulatory system is working well, right? So water is good. Sometimes juices are better. Gatorade, you know, it makes you thirsty, but it does give you back the electrolytes. And absolutely, I would bring, I used to love grapefruit juice, orange juice. I did do Gatorade. Usually those were like the three, along with water, to keep myself awake and energized. Snacks, some kind of food. What are you guys putting into your body, right? If you're not eating anything and then you have a break and you go to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger, not the best, right? So we should be thinking about little bits of food that can help us stay full for a while, right? So a lot of those cereal bars with fiber and stuff, protein, right? You definitely need the protein up. Carbs for energy, even a little bit of sugar for energy is good. Fat is good for your brain. Okay, so I always bring trail mix, nuts, you know, that have mixed cranberries or raisins in them or something like that. I'm huge on trail mix because the nuts and the salt and stuff, and then the sweetness from the cranberries. Yes, I was also big on, this is more for shows, but I was big on like candies like Twizzlers, like just a clean piece of candy that gives you a quick jolt of energy and sugar. I did do that sometimes, but I was also big on pretzels. I love pretzels because, again, a clean, small little snack. Fresh fruit is great. But, you know, you want to think about things that are not super messy, not too heavy with grease and fat, but something that's going to make you feel full and satisfied and give you energy so that you can keep giving the choreographer what they want. Not talking while the choreographer is talking. I feel like that's like a given, but I shouldn't say that because I'm constantly telling my students to stop talking while I'm teaching, right? So paying attention, right? Not talking, focusing, really letting all of this stuff sink in so that you can go and practice it, and then when you come back and they want to see it, you can spit it back out at them. And, you know, just making sure that you're staying on top of your game, you're being respectful. If you're having an issue with another dancer, try to deal with it as professionally and as quietly as you can. And try not to let your ego get too involved, you know. Just try to be a good team player. Try to be a good team player, but be ready. Be ready. Be ready when we need you to be ready. And I think that's it. I think that's it for me. If you guys came up with anything that you think I should add, let me know in the comments. And if you've made it to the end of this video, yay! Thank you so much. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.